Hi there crafty pals, Louise with you today. Thanks for checking out this video. Please excuse my scratchy voice. I'm just getting over a bit of a winter virus in Australia, but I still wanted to share some layouts that I've sort of had sitting here with videos pending the completion of these voiceovers, so I'm going to get through them today. Now, I'm still working with the Vicki Boutin collection, so it's a flower emporium, and I still have so much of this collection to use, and I'm probably finding myself a little bit challenged in how I use this because I've created so much with it now that I'm maybe getting a bit repetitive and hopefully not sharing videos with you that you're finding don't give you any inspiration, because essentially I started this channel when I first got back into scrapbooking many years ago. I went to YouTube a lot of the time to get inspiration for current craft techniques and products and different ways to create, and that's why I started my own channel, was so that I could have that ability to create something similar and share it with people in order to inspire others to take on this craft that we all enjoy. And so I try to share different techniques or different tips or different things with you each video that I create, and in this case today it's all about these circles. So I pulled this photo from my stash and I pulled this background paper, and I thought to myself, okay, this is good. I can definitely get something done with this. But the photo, I felt like I'd done a lot of square photos, so a lot of layouts that I'd done recently. I hadn't trimmed a photo. I do like a sort of a harder corner on a photo on my layout. But then I love to do this technique too, where, creating with the same shape, whether it be hexagons is another one that I like. I've got a punch for that, so the hexagons are fun to create with. But in this case, using these circles to create this background, I think it comes together really nicely. And this was very much unplanned in terms of how I'm putting this together, and I'm more just looking at the elements within the collection that I still have left and what's going to work with the circles. So you'll notice that I'm inking around the edges, and then for those background to attach them, I've laid a piece of I've laid a piece of double-sided tape on the background because I knew what was going to happen. I was going to lay this out and really like how it looked and then have to try and stick it all down. So in order to get this to sort of flow and blend a little bit better, I'm going to stick as I go in this instance. And this little packet of ephemera, it was the foil packet, and it was actually one that I hadn't used a lot of. I'd used a few little bits and pieces, but it's not, because some of it's on vellum and some of it's a bit more subtle, I hadn't used a lot of it. But as I started to have a bit of a play with these leaf elements, I thought they kind of looked quite cute tucked in behind the circles and around the circles. It just added that little bit of something. So I run with it. This actually turned out to be quite fun, and I love the amount of supplies that it used up. So this worked really well, and a couple of the little butterflies. Off camera, I'm going to go ahead and stick all this down because realistically you don't need to see me gluing. I'm going to use tacky glue, which with the vellum does have a little bit of difficulty. You kind of have to press quite firmly to get them to stick and hold, but eventually they do settle onto the layout. Now, this is sort of in between when I'd gotten sick and I come back to the layout and decide that I need a top and bottom border. It needed something to anchor it a little bit. And one of the things that happens is when I create these top and bottom borders, it gives me another area to embellish. So I'm thinking about that triangle, and obviously my photo has to form part of that visual triangle. So that's sort of one point, and that's how I anchor my photo and really make it an important part of the layout. I of course have the title, the adventures title, and at this point I'm sort of looking at what I still have left in this kit, and you know, I have lots of the sticker sheets left, so really trying to get it used up, get it busted, and you know, still create pretty things that I want to see in my albums. So a couple of things had come loose, which is good that I found them at this stage. So sticking things down as I go, just adding a little bit of tacky glue, which I find is very helpful. And then having a bit of a look at some sticker elements, things that I'm going to pop onto the layout. I didn't start the layout with this bottom cluster in mind, but again, as the layout develops, you can add these little bits and pieces. And so working in that circle theme, again, I'm just going to go with a little bit of the rub-on and add a couple of little bits of interest in this bottom area. And that kind of just forms that point of the triangle. So if the 3 points are the photo, the stripe of clusters, and this bottom section is a point of the triangle as well, then yeah, great, it works. So again, going with the leaf theme, I don't want to get too florally with this page, but certainly adding lots of leaves and lots of areas of interest. So I had great fun with this. I think it's something a little bit different. I hope that it has inspired you and that you're enjoying these layouts. Thank you for everyone who leaves comments, and as always, happy scrapping.